So to get started, this is the what the pages looks like. It's not much of a page, and I'm going to show you reason why I did this thing this way, the numbers this way, because Figma variables doesn't really accept when you're typing a number or when you are keying in an input. There is this indicator that actually is right next to whatever you're typing. Figma variable have not really allowed me to do that, so hence the reason why I'm doing it the traditional way. But I'm just going to show you how I actually achieve that. So to start, the first thing I'm going to do is to show you this this micro interaction. Is just a GIF that I got from Lottie. And if you don't have Lottie, you're just going to go to this place. Now it's time to reduce myself. So you go to plugin and search for Lottie. Okay, sorry, searching component. So that is Lotifiles. So you just have to use this, get this plugin. That's where I got some of these micro interactions that I'm using, all those tiny stuff. Right. So now I'm just going to create another screen. So we're just going to build on top of this. Right. So just going to go to my frame, then head to my phone, select iPhone 14 Pro Max. So going to set that right here. So because we're replicating this design, I just have to put it on top. So the font size, the font name that I used here is Baluda. So that's what I used to type the grabber. So I'm just going to say grabber. And I'm going to put it right here. I've also put my colors. This is not the green that I was using. This is the green that I used. So I'm going to set that here. If you're just confused, just set it like this, and everything is set. So this GIF, we are going to get it out. So I'm just going to go to Lotifiles. That's it, and I'm going to search for delivery. So once you open your Lotifiles, if you don't have an account, you need to create an account. So I'm just going to search for delivery. So once you type in that, you hit enter. Let's look for some of those animations that you can get. So I might struggle to get the exact animation that I used because you can't even recognize them by their names. So it might take a lot of time and make this video unnecessarily long. And since I didn't find that, but this is where I got it from. So I'm just going to duplicate this and put it here. Because this is GIF, you will not see it. This is GIF. Look at it here. It's showing you kind of video. So I'm just going to close this and let's preview this. I'm just going to use the preview. So that's it, and this one comes in. If you notice on my own design, I don't like this sharp edge here, so I flushed it because I want it to just run smoothly. So now I'm just going to show you what I did here. So you look at it here when the phone comes up. So you see this little flush here. I'm just going to show you how I added that. So I'm going to set this here, then get the rectangle, just draw it here. So once you have this here, I'm just going to click here, then get this, and I'm going to tweak it. Set this to white. Also set this to white. Then get this reduce the opacity on this gradually. Now bring this up. So you see it's now flushed. It doesn't have that sharp edge. So once that is done, we're done with this one. So I'm showing you how I did this. It's kind of up. I need to bring it down a bit. So select everything here and just bring it down a bit. So most times I like working with this preview because it gives me an insight or just quick preview of whatever I'm doing. Another way you can actually do this is to preview it through your phone, mirror this design on your phone. So once I've done that, I'm just going to get my status bar, copy it, and come here and paste. So my status bar is now showing. Now down to this part. So I'm going to show you how I actually created this. I'm going to close this now. How I actually created these cards. So going to get this out, then bring it out. One thing I'm going to do is now to detach the instance because it's a component. I'm just trying to ungroup this, and that's just everything you have. Now I'm going to just move this guy, make sure this guy is the same height with this one, and we are good to go. Open this up. Make sure this is not in fraction. I'm going to bring this closer. So once you have done this card, created this card, it was created in Figma. I'm not going to go into deep on how this whole stuff was made, and I also added a drop shadow. This was just let me give you a quick recap on how this was made. So what you need to do is just to put up a frame out here, and I'm going to select this shade of green. Put this green, I think that's it here. I'm going to give it a corner radius of 20 or 10. So once I have 10, get a PNG file. Just going to duplicate it. Get a PNG file that looks like this. If you can't get a PNG file, if you get something like this, you just have to use this tool to crop it. So I'm going to show you the tool you are going to use, icon 8 background remover. This is the tool you are going to use to crop it. I don't know why my internet is just slow. Look at it here, icon 8 background remover. That removes the background of anything you want. But before you use that, make sure the background is even. Is either white, black, yellow, purple. Make sure it's uniform. But if it's just a background that have some other things on it, the cropping might not be excellent. So I'm just going to move this here and pick this guy up, duplicate it. Now I'm going to show you how I achieved this. So I'm going to delete this, get this ellipse, draw it like this, then push it inside here. Once I've done that, I'm just going to hit on this, select radial, right? So once you have radial, I'm just going to delete that, sorry. So get this guy to be dark, then do it this way, reduce it to 0, then get this guy to also dark and reduce the opacity. So once you have that done, you just set it behind, and that's it. It will look as if it's just sitting on something. If it's not so real, you just have to make it, just add a bit shadow like this, so it's now looking more real. Now this is my button. I've already done that. Just push your button, get this. To create this button, this is already a component, so I created a lot of them. What I'm going to do now is just say button, and I'm going to set the size to 14. So once you've done that, I'm now showing you how to create a button on Figma. So just hit Shift A Control to add auto layouts. Change this to button. Now once this is done, just fill it if you want it to be white, and I'm going to change this to green, then change the text to white. Now set this to 10. If it's too curved, we're just going to set this to 6. So that's how this button was created. So you can actually change this text to shop now if you want to. But the reason why I actually did button is because I thought I was just going to make it a component. If you want to make it a component, just hit this and it's already a component. You can bring the variant out. Then you can change this text to anything you want to change it to. But that's not what I'm trying to teach you guys now. So that's how I actually put the text, put this one, and you boom, you're done. So I'm just going to get rid of this. That's how these cards we actually created. So now you have slider 1, slider 2, slider 2. I'm just going to call this slider 2, and this guy is going to be slider 3. So once you're done, just have to select everything and add auto layout. Now set these to 430 because that's the width of the iPhone we're using, 430. So once that is done, I'm just going to call this slider and select this and crop. Just click content, then add this. This one, select it, bring it to the center like this, then this one, take it to the end, and that's what we're trying to achieve. So now there is no space here. We need to actually add spaces between this the end. So I'm just going to select everything like this, and I'm going to add a padding of 15. So 15 on all of them, right? So that when it gets to the end, it will not flush on the edge of the phone. So select this, and I'm going to link it to this one. Set this to after delay of 3000 milliseconds, and I'm going to leave the animation to smart animate gentle 800 milliseconds, then hit enter. Then do the same thing here, after delay of 3000 milliseconds. The reason why you're using after delay is because what you're trying to tell Figma to do is, after waiting for this number of time, give me this screen with this animation. Let the movement, you're just trying to instruct it to give you this screen, but bring it this way. Just like when you tell somebody, you're telling the staff, by this time of the day, bring me a cup of coffee, and I don't want you to bring it just straight to my office. I want you to go to this place and go to this place, or just probably wear something nice and bring it to me. That's just a typical illustration of what I'm just trying to do now. So once you're done, we're now going to set this one now and stick it back to the original state, and say after delay the same 3000 milliseconds, and it goes. Sometimes you use instant, but I don't want to use instant now. I just want to use smart animation. So now we're done with this. I'm just going to select this and bring it out. Take this component here, let's just keep it there. So now I'm going to duplicate this, get this out, get this out, get this out. So just to show you what I did there, bring this in, set it right, and bring it here. Let's preview and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like, right? So it's smart animate. Now there's another tricky thing that I want you guys to do. You see these ones here, the one here, I'm just going to kind of reduce it a bit, then do the same thing on this one, reduce it, then get this one also reduced. This is not a typical way to actually do this, but I'm just trying to be fast. So now I'm going to resize this, and now you see the whole stuff looking so cool. We need to set the width of this one and the width of this one should be the same, so that the whole stuff will get balanced. It's not looking nice. So I'm just going to, this is 14 and this is 14. Make sure this is in the center. Make sure this is in the center, and I'm going to select this one, and we're going to resize it. Yeah. So since everything is equal now, so let's see what it looks like. Right. So that's just how I created this in Figma. So to get the ball rolling, we are going to move this. We're going to move this. Just duplicate this and bring it right here. Make sure this is in the center. There's a tricky thing about creating this category, and if you're not careful, you might miss it. So I'm just going to show you how I created this stuff. So now what you need to do is to create get a frame and resize the frame. Now I'm going to give it a background color of neutral 100. So get this to be 500 and make sure it's the same size. So I'm just going to make this what's the size of this? This is 70. So make this 70 and this one 70. So once you have that, this is a PNG file. This is a PNG file. So duplicate this. I'm just going to show you. This is an image, right? So look at it here. It's an image. What you need to do, don't paste it. Don't paste it right inside here, because you just want to make everything look clean. That's why most times you see my work is looking so clean and neat. This is what I do. There's just little some of these details that actually you guys ignore that matters when you're designing. So what I would do, I wouldn't just copy an image and come here and paste it. I've already created a background, a uniform background for all the categories. Now I've cropped this, and I'm going to just resize it and place it inside here. Now duplicate this and duplicate this and do the same for all those images that you're bringing in, all these categories. This beverages, milk, fruits, laundry. You have to be intentional when you're picking images so that everything will be uniform, just for consistency. You wouldn't want to use clip art and you are now using a real image in the same equation. It doesn't make sense. So if you're using a clip art, use a clip art. If you're using an image, use an image. Now I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to continue with this. Just lift this guy up, and I'm going to get rid of this and bring it right inside here. Now get these folks down. Okay. So once that is done, I don't want to use auto layouts yet. I'm just going to get this up, and I'm going to pick up this stuff, copy this and paste it here. So just because I want us to work first. So what I'm going to do now is just to select everything and add auto layouts. So now that I've added the auto layouts, I'm just going to bring this to the top. What I'm going to do now is to add padding on both the top and the bottom. So now we leave this at hog, please, very important. So now I'm going to show you what I actually did here. This is an auto, and the way you can actually do that is to just write fruits. It's just a category, fruits, then duplicate this, and on a real life scenario, I'm just going to make this a component so I can always reuse it and make some changes quickly. So I'm just going to say CO. So once you have both of them like this, I'm going to select it, two of them, and add auto layouts. So once I have auto layout on them, I'm just going to add 20 as the padding, then set this as auto. I think there's this latest improvement that Figma just did, that when you link marry two components or two elements together, it will automatically be on auto. Previously it's not like that. So now when you stretch this, it actually maintains the position, and we'll open this, then fill the background, then this will now be gray. So that's how I actually did this. So just get rid of this, and we're back again to this. Now this is an important place, so I'm just going to duplicate this one and bring it right inside here. So make sure this is inside. I'm just going to copy it and paste it here so it stays inside here. I'm going to show you what I have here. You're going to create this and make it a component. The same thing, the same way I designed this, that is the way I did this one. So ungroup this, the whole stuff here. It's time to get rid of this. We'll bring it later. So now you're going to create a card. This is what I did. If you're not careful, you might miss it. So this is what I actually did. I'm just going to create a rectangle. Create a rectangle. Right, first. Then now what you're going to do is to look at this. There is this image inside. Now select this rectangle and frame it. Don't add auto layouts, because we will definitely be resizing all these images to make sure that all of them are the same. Now it's going to be tricky if you make this a component, because Figma will not allow you to work on the inner component. Now some of these inner elements, you can do this when it's componentized. You can do this when this is componentized, but we need to actually do it because most of these images we are going to be pasting inside needs to be very much flexible. Right, so what I'm going to do now is to set this to the same color. I'm just going to use neutral 50 and the background to be neutral 50. Right, so there's image here and there's a frame here. Now we're going to type this banana. And this should be 14, and I'm going to duplicate that and get this to 4.8. Then I will show you that the number of people that actually gave this 4.8. And close bracket. Once you've done that, this should be smaller, and this banana should be 16. Then this stays here. The banana and the price is going to be the same font size, so I'm just going to set this to 3.99. So once I've set that, I'm now going to get this star. To get this star, you need this feather icon. So I'm just trying to, as much as I can, to break this down for the newbies that are just entering Figma. Hence the reason why I'm doing this. But for the pro guys, you can just skip this part and get to the difficult part. So now I'm just going to add star. Then get this. Once I select this, select the vector and not this. Don't select the frame, select the vector. So once you have that, fill this to yellow. We're going to use this yellow, select this and also fill. Then I'm going to change this. I think the yellow is different. Yeah, main yellow. So this is going to be our rating. So once you set this here, make sure to link this together and just change this to 18. So once I'm done, select these two first and marry them together with auto layout. Select everything now here and marry them together with auto layout. Now once that is done, I'm just going to position this and select everything here, get them to auto layout. Now I'm going to use 10, right? Then this one going to be 5. I'm going to use 5 and I'm going to use 5. Right, so this is already on fill. Then this guy should also be filled. Right, so once you're done, select this and give this to be 6. This one should be 8. So fill this guy. I'm going to use my white. Then this guy, I'm just going to add additional 10 inside, so it looks like this. Now I'm going to also add more, open this and add more to the bottom, and yep, so we have this card here, this thing here. So what I'll do now is, if you stretch this, you see it's actually stretching. So this is the actual size that I used, and if you reduce this, it will not reduce. So what they're going to do now is to come here and make this fill, so that if we reduce this, this will actually reduce, right? So once you have that, select this one inside, select this image, copy it, then you can see it's PNG. So now select this one and paste. So the reason why I'm going to do this this way is because I don't want to componentize this. If I componentize it, it's going to mess up your prototype. It might mess up your prototype. So depends on what you want to do. If you want to use this for presentation purpose, you can just create another version of this and separately. Then if you just want a real work that the developers are going to look at when they are working, you just need to componentize. It's very, very important. So I'm just going to select this, copy, come here and paste. Now the reason why this thing is floating here, even though this is an auto layout, if you try bringing this inside, you see what happens, because it's an auto layout. What I'm going to do now is to click here to make it absolute and bring this right here. Now once this is seated inside here, I'm going to make this a component, just so you understand what I'm trying to explain. Now get this guy and open this guy up. So what I'm going to do is to open this one up, because I've already put this inside it. How I created this, duplicate this, I'm going to show you what I did here. So on group, so this is what I actually did. Got icon plus from feather icon. This also is also from feather icon. Then I just typed one. Now select everything together and just add auto layout. Once you have the auto layout, you're going to open this up a bit. Make sure everything is in the center. Make sure it's in the center like this. If you want to show this, make sure it's left aligned. Then if you want to show plus, make sure that is right aligned. So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to give a bit padding, just say 10, and make sure this is an auto. Make sure it's an auto. So once you have that, I'm going to now fill this and give a full corner radius, make it 50. Then what you're going to do is to close this, set this to have the kind of padding you want. Then when you close it, it's actually going to close. So because this is on left aligned, I'm going to move it to right aligned. So now I'm going to make sure that this is also 27, or you rather make this 36. So I'm just going to set this to be 36. So once you have that, that is how we've gotten this is 30, width is 38. We're going to make this 36. So it's 36 now, and it seems like this side is bigger than this side. So what we're going to do now is to, because this is 10 and this is 10, so I think, yeah, it's the same. So what you're going to do now is to select this and click content. So once you click content, that is how this plus is actually, so that when you animate, this content is already inside. That's why when you see that my button, it opens up, right? So this version opens up. We're going to just set this way. So when you click on this, it opens up this. When you click on this, it opens up this. When you click on another item, this closes, right? So you choose to make this a component. I'm just going to make this card, and that's how you can actually go around this. So now we have this, and I'm going to select everything here and delete it. Then move this guy here. Remember what I said, because of the way I would add the images inside, I wouldn't want to componentize this prototype. So now I'm going to open this guy up. Now the footer area, I'm just going to copy this and paste here. Then move this guy to the bottom. So these are all icons from Feather Icons, and just write the text, describe. The reason why I actually want to like describing my icons is just because of improving UX, right? Because most people doesn't know that this is profile, most people doesn't know that this is search, most people doesn't know that this is favorite. Some people will see this and be like, so just unless you're going to, if you're not going to label this, but make sure to use a tooltip to walk newbies through your product you're designing. Just have to do it. Yeah. So now once I have this stuff here, if you don't know how to create this footer, you can actually browse on YouTube on how to create footers. It will actually guide you. So we just want to speed things up. Hence the reason why I want to go into details on how this footer was created. So I'm going to copy this one, the same thing that I did here. That's the same thing I actually did on all those stuff. So select this one, select this. We're going to just open up everything, select this and this, select also this, select this, and we're going to copy it, then come to this place and paste it. So everything is now inside. Right now there's one thing I need us to do here. And that thing is go to prototype and unlink anything that's, because I'm just going to unlink it because because of so many stuff has been linked. So once I've done that, I'm going to close this up. When you close it, just leave it here. So set this guy, go to prototype and get this guy to be fixed, right? So this one, I'm gonna just open it up. Let me just open it up to hub content, then leave it this way. Then this guy, we are going to add something to push. Let me show you the reason why I'm going to add this. So if I preview this, look at what happens. You go to prototype, select this screen and change this from no scrolling to vertical because you want it to scroll up and down. If you want it to scroll horizontally left and right, you just put it horizontal. So now I'll be able to scroll now. Now this thing is hooked here, and the only way you can do that is to use this guy to push it up. So I'm going to make this white and put it inside here. Now push it down. So now you'll be able to scroll up. So this is actually big, and let it stop here. So that's how to push some things up. You can't, most times if you use padding, it might not work. I don't know why Figma haven't fixed this. So now I'm going to this. If you notice, this actually is kind of an opacity form. It's just blurry when you're doing it. So the way I did that was to create a frame that houses this stuff, this whole item here. Create a frame that houses them, make this to be 90, and it's just a way of creating glossy stuff on Figma. So just set this to background blur and make sure this is 20. This is 20. So with this, if you have anything, let's say I have this, and going to duplicate this, I have this behind it, and if I bring this behind, you see this stuff, you see the way it works. So that is how I actually created that in Figma. So once I'm done, just going to get rid of this. Now the work has begun. Now what I'm going to do is to recreate this button. I'm just going to copy this, come here and paste it. Now I'm going to recreate this button. So what I'm going to do that, I'm just going to say view brush skirt. So once you're done with that, we're going to get this basket. This particular basket was gotten from Iconify. I use Iconify a lot with Feather Icon because most of the stuff that I can't find in Feather Icon, I can find it, obviously find it in Iconify. So I'm just going to move this, duplicate this and move it here. Now because there is no item on our cart, I'm just going to remove this one. Make sure to keep it handy here. I'm just going to keep it handy here because of the video. So this is the icon that we use. If you want to get Iconify, just go to this. You will see your Iconify. Just type baskets. And there you go. This is it here. Just bring it out. And that's it. You can change the color from black to white. And the same thing we have here is what we have here. So I'm just going to delete it. Right now it's time to select these two and add auto layout. So once we have that on auto layout, I'm just going to give it a padding of 10. Now this, I'm just going to open up a bit. Now what we're going to do now is to give a stroke, and the stroke should only be on the left hand side. That's this stuff here. So make this stroke to be white. Now what I'm going to do is to select everything again, and I'm going to add auto layout. Open this guy up and align it. Align this to this place. The reason why this is actually stretched, recently I told you that this Figma actually made an upgrade. So if you are adding an auto layout to a frame, it actually automatically makes it fill. So what we're going to do now is to get this to just basically hog for now. So we're going to use it, leave it at hog. Now fill this, because this has a kind of glossy look, so I'm going to show you how I created that, just like what I did previously. I wouldn't like to use this variables. If you want to use variables, you can just come here and add the color to, sorry, not style. So come to local variables and add the colors. So if you click here, click on color, then if you want this to be white, then you leave it at white. If you want to make it 80%, so you make it 80%. So this is now white transparent. So we're just going to rename this to white or transparent white. I'm going to make this white. I'm going to make it 80 and set this to be green. So this green should be 80 rather. And once that is done, this should also be white. So I'm going to give this a corner radius of 10. I think 10 is too much. I'm just going to use 7. So get that here. I'm just going to call this button. Make sure to rename this, because if you do not rename it, Figma is not going to animate it properly for you, right? So once you have that, what is this is 7405, so we're going to use 405. We're going to use 70, and that's it. So once you're done with this, we're going to remove this guy. So I'm just going to bring this guy out. I'm going to bring this guy out, then we're going to delete this. So this is just an image that I put in a frame and gave it a stroke of 2.4. I'm just going to make it 2. So once I have this, make sure you put it inside this button. Now look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it inside this button. Look, this thing is actually stacking up horizontally, vertically. I'm just going to put it horizontally. So now we have this like this. So once this is stationed like this, what I'm going to do is to get this guy. I'm just going to resize it. Or just duplicate it, because we're going to be using it again. There's one thing I failed to add here is, before I duplicate it, one thing I failed to add here is background drop shadow. So I'm going to set the drop shadow to be 10 and I'm going to increase this to 40. So yeah, we have that background shadow. Duplicate this one. Then this first one, what I'm going to do is now to make it absolute. Is now absolute. It's time to take it out. Make sure it's completely out of the frame. So once we have that out of the frame, clip it. Now bring this inside. Copy this, don't move it inside. Just copy it and paste. So now it's going to, I think it's entered somewhere. I'm just going to bring it up. Look at where it is. So bring it up. Now, one thing we didn't do is to make this look like a gloss. So I'm just going to add this. I'm going to add that background blur and set this to 20. So we'll have it like this. Much sense. So once you have that, remember this is still there. So I'm just going to bring this out and get rid of this. Get rid of that. So once you have that, this comes in when there is a product in the cart. This doesn't come in when there is no product. So what I'm going to do now is to duplicate the screen and get this off the screen. Make sure it's off. What is on the first screen is actually what is going to be on the second screen. That's when you're going to have that smooth animation. So while I push that off the screen, don't drag it, because if you drag it, there's already a frame behind it. It might enter inside that frame. That way the animation will not be smooth. You see the way it's actually floating on its own, is not on any frame. Before I duplicated it, pay attention to this. If that button moves inside this frame, you're not going to have a smooth animation. You're not. And one thing you're going to do now is to make sure that this is actually fixed here. So I'm going to come here and set this to fixed. So it's on fixed position. What I'm going to do now is to select this one. There's this card that is that B1 that is inside there. I'm just going to move myself up. This B1. Now you can either bring it back but I'm not going to bring it back. I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. So what I'm going to do now is to bring this one inside. Make sure the layer name of this B1 is the same thing with the layer name on this. I'm going to find that button. Look at it, is B1. Make sure it's the same thing. So now this guy is now going to, because what we're trying to add is banana. So I'm going to open this guy up. So this is what we're going to do now. It's a logical thing. It's just like kind of a common sense game, right? Bring myself down again, and when I click on this, so because Figma can be so tricky and this thing is quite small, I'm going to just say if I click anywhere around this area, I should add it. But ideally, it's just only on the plus icon. So I'm going to go to prototype and set this to this one on tab, smart animate, 800 milliseconds. Make sure it's smart animate. So close this, and this is what we just did. So I'm going to set this one first, go to prototype, and I'm going to say after delay of 3000 milliseconds, I'm just going to say 4000 milliseconds. 4000 milliseconds is 4 seconds. It's 4 seconds. So after 4 seconds, bring in the next screen. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say move in, right? Or I'm just going to say I use sliding. So I used sliding. Sliding is going to push this one a bit. So don't click on animate matching layers. It might actually mess up your work. So now I'm just going to leave it, but ideally you just have to. So I'm just going to just click on animate matching layers. If there's any error, which I know might be, I'm going to show you how to fix it. So this going to come in with gentle 800 milliseconds. So once I've done that, I'm just going to close this. So now it's time to preview. So after 4 seconds, it's going to bring up the other screen. So you see this thing, that is because we take that animate matching layers. So the way to actually solve that problem is to make sure this whole stuff, sorry guys, just going to select this, and I'm going to get this whole stuff in a frame, and make sure to give the frame a background. That thing will not come again because we're using matching layers. Why we're using matching layers is because we don't want this to move. We just want every other thing to move, but this shouldn't move. So now I'm going to show you. It's still happening there. So what we're going to do now is to find this and fill it, because it's transparent. That's why you're saying that. So if we do that again, you would see it would get, the problem is already solved. So you see it's solved. So just to show you how smart animations work, and if you have not mastered this correctly, it will mess up your work. That's the reason why I actually did that. So to get the ball rolling, and I'm going to now click on this, and you see how this one will come up because it's hidden on this first screen. On the second screen is being displayed. So now if I click here, see it comes up, right? So that is number one. So the second part is going to be duplicate this one. So this second one, we're going to copy this one, copy this, come here and paste it. It should come in this way. Copy this guy and paste on this one. It's tricky now, it's very tricky. Copy this and paste here. Now make this absolute, then push this guy outside this button. Very, very tricky. You just have to be very pay attention. Make sure the names are not renamed, because I want it to come like this. I want it to come this way. Just move diagonal. I have to push it up, then move it a bit. If not, it's just going to drop from the top. That is how I created that drop-in effect. So what I'm going to do now is, if I click on this, if I add on this and say on top, I'm not going to say sliding again, I'm going to say smart animate, gentle, 800 milliseconds. So now once we have this guy is going to close. This one is going to close to 38. We just say close it with 38, sorry. Just 38 or no. So I'm just going to close it this way. So make sure it's 38, then this one comes out. The reason why that thing happened is because this is not aligned properly. This is not aligned properly with this. If we align it, it had actually maintained the position. So I'm just going to leave this at 84 because we clicked on this. This is going to open and this is going to close. Now this is open here, this is closed, but this time around on this screen, this is open and this is closed because we're adding this product. So now I'm just going to click on start afresh. And when we click on this one comes in, and now see the animation. When I click on this, you see the way it comes in. That's because of the way we moved it. Make sure that the layer name on this, I think this time around I need to move myself permanently up. So make sure this name is paper. Then this one, there is also paper there. Look at it. There's also paper there. If these two names are different, it's not going to work. Or if this name button, if this one is button 1 and this one is button 2, it's not going to work. This and this must be the same name. It must be the same layer name. That's why you need to be conscious of the layers, how you name your layers. It's very, very important. Don't leave it at frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just leave it as the name of whatever you're creating. Makes sense, right? So we just move. That's part 1. Now we're going to go to part 3. We're going to now select this mango. I'm just going to orange rather. So orange, and this is the orange. Now on this part, we are going to close this. We are going to close this. So once that is done, to add the orange, I don't know why this thing is, I'm just going to, okay, yeah. So to add the orange, I'm just going to copy this and add the orange. Make sure it stays here. It stays here. Then copy this orange, come here and paste it. Now make it absolute, then push it out. So you see the difference between the second one we did and the third one. So this one is just directly under where it's going to drop. So I'm just going to leave it that way. And this one is already here. Then we need to open up orange. So I'm just going to, okay, orange. So what I'm going to do now to get this orange, because it's kind of big, so I'm going to uncheck this, select this one and unclip it. So we'll get orange. Select the orange and open it up. So once we have the orange up, if we scroll, we're going to get it. So I'm going to leave it this way. So now I'm going to, once you're done, select this and clip contents, select this and also clip contents. Now on this one, we are going to do the same thing to link the orange properly, or we just select this and go to prototype, then link it to this one. So on top, smart animate, gentle. Sorry guys. So once you're done, we're going to start from here, and if we click this, comes in and this one drops, then we'll go to orange and this drops. So you see how it actually works. That's how I actually did that. You have to use gentle for it to have this small bouncy effect. So once you're done with that, just going to do the lemon. So paste the lemon here, bring it here, and do the same thing here. Paste the lemon here and bring it here. Now here, make the lemon absolute and take it outside. So once it's there, what I'm going to do now is to select this, and I'm going to bring it to the center. Here we can see lemon, but before then we need to close the orange here because it needs to be closed. So I'm going to open this guy up and unclip the contents, select this and unclip. So this guy will need to be closed. So once you're done, I'm just going to select and clip everything together. Clip this, select this and bring it to the center. We're using lemon, so lemon here should be open. Right, so now the lemon here, I'm just going to move this a bit. Select this guy and put it here. Select this lemon, go to prototype and link it to this screen on top. Do this. So once you're done, just bring this guy back. The next thing I'm going to do is for the other ones. So I'm just going to add this is already lemon. Just because of the video, I'm not going to add the whole product. I'm not going to add the whole product. So what I'm now going to do is to jump straight to the cart opening and close. So now for this, I think I have 4. I'm going to make it 5 rather. So what I'm going to do now is to select this and duplicate it, just to make sure that everything is working perfectly well. We're just going to add banana, add pepper, add orange. So now you see why that thing happened that way is because this is in the middle. So we're going to start afresh again. Add this one, add this, then come to lemon and add it. So we need to fix this. So I think everything is sorted out now. Add this one, add this, then add lemon. So that's how the whole drop-in effect works. So I'm just going to do the last one, which is going to be we need to move this guy up. We need to move. Now it's time to push this guy up. So once you have this, we can just select this and say vertical, scroll with parent vertical, but don't clip it. Just leave it this way. So because there's this stuff here, this will not block it. So when you get to the end, this is what you see. Do the same thing here, then do the same thing here, do the same thing on this one, do the same thing on this, same here. So select this and go to this and just set this to vertical, set this to vertical, set this to vertical, set this to vertical, set this to vertical. Make this is already in vertical. So what we're going to do now is to, because we have lemon here, so yeah, we're just trying to create this one. So this guy would now be open here. I'm just going to bring it to the center. Sorry. So once I have this here, I'm just going to select this and bring it to the center. So this is closed. We're going to do the same thing here. Just bring it to the center, because this one would have to go to this one. On top, smart animate, get to this one. So now it's time to pick this guy up, pick it up, come here and drop it. So once we have this here, I'm going to copy it again, get to this one, drop it, bring it here, then make it absolute. Gradually move it out of that button, hide it, and keep moving, just keep moving, and that's it. So once we have that there, we are now going to link this. Yeah, it's already linked. Now make sure to bring this down. Make sure to also bring this down, and this is what it looks like. So if we scroll here and come here and add, so you see it adds. Now there is something that happens here. This thing is scrolling, we don't need it. So you have to be mindful of some of these little detailing. That's why when you see me share some of my prototype, everything is just top notch, because I pay attention to some of these things. Right, so once you're done, I'm going to select this and let's try it again. So when you click on this, you see it drops. So this is 2. There is 2 here. I'm just going to make this, duplicate it again, then this 2, I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it here. So that's it, 2. And I'm going to open this guy up, bring it to the center, and I'm going to double click on this. Let's say this image. So select this and link it to this one, still gentle. Then once you're done, go back to this place and push it down, select this one, push it up. Then I'm going to change this to 2, then push it down. So just to make sure we're on the track, we're going to select this number, copy this. So at this point, we're going to start afresh. This is going to be 1. Select this and paste inside. It's going to be 1, and this one also is going to be 2, then this is going to be 3, then this is going to be 4, this is going to be 5, and this is going to be 6. So once we have this all sorted out, now I'm going to jump straight to this stuff. I'm not going to add this one again. So what I'm going to do now is to duplicate this one. We've already linked this, have we? I'm just going to double check to make sure that this is already linked. Yeah, it's linked. So once we have that, make sure to bring this young man down. Now, what I'm going to do is move this guy, gradually move it out. Don't drag it, please, so that it will not enter the other frame. Don't drag it. If it enters the other frame, it's not going to be smooth. So move it out like this. Now it's time to expand this. Expand this and expand this. We're going to open this up, then make this to be vertical. Let it float here and make sure this is 20. I'm just going to make it 30. 30 is not enough. Okay, we're just going to work on it. So I'm just going to show you the reason why I did this. Now what you're going to do is to click here. It gives you this one. Don't change anything, please. Don't even add any frame. So when you click this, it does this one. Then when you click on this, it actually gives you that. So don't change anything here yet. Don't even frame, don't add anything yet. So what we're going to do is see this guy. We are going to now convert it as a full button. That is what I actually did here. So I'm going to copy this. Sorry guys, I'm just going to duplicate it and bring it out. So just keep it side by side to show you. It's time to set this guy to change it to white, or you can just completely make it white. So once it's like this, we're going to push this a bit out, then select the product itself, hold your command if you're using Mac, or if you're using Windows, you hold your control, and we're going to scale it up. Just gradually scale it up. Right, so now that you've done that, just press V. I'm just going to set everything here to 6. This one should be 80. I'm changing the fractions. Now once you have that, going to change this to 10 actually, not 20. So 10, because when it's open it should be in a block form. So now for this, I'm just going to bring this guy up here again. Remember we have this, so I'm just going to copy this first and paste it here. So push it up. Now this is going to be absolute. Make it absolute and push it, position it properly. Make sure it's in the center. Right. So now that I've done this, I'm going to select this and make it add a background. Add a background like this. So now open this guy up and open this. Make sure this is now in the center. I did not add anything. This is the same button. So now I'm just going to make this 8 and still increase this a bit. So here I'm going to, when it's open, it should be go to cart. Then we'll have this total that shows up just to keep the users on the know that okay, you have a total of a total of 6 items, and this is what it amounts. So now watch this. You see it when I open it, you see what happens. That is the reason why I did it that way. If you add anything there, if you add anything here, it's going to mess up this. You're not going to get this animation as smooth as this. So when you open this, you see the footer actually goes out when it's open, and when you open it, that's just a pretty way to show some of the items you have in the cart. I guess maybe Uber or Just Eat can actually copy this feature and implement it in the cart, and it's going to make sense. And what I'm now going to do, this is now when I'm going to bring something inside this place. So you just have to be very, very mindful of how you do that. So select this. I've already done this. I'm just going to duplicate this and bring it out. So this is what I actually did. So get this stuff that I created, and created this and this, and group them together first. Added auto layout first, then before taking up everything on auto layout. So now I'm going to bring it inside here. Now if you bring it inside, it's going to mess up your work. Yes, I agree. Now it's time to make it absolute, then position this thing properly. Position this properly. So to get the right stuff, I'm going to get this here, and I'm going to position this way. So to do that, but the first thing first we're supposed to do is to add this one first, because if we start adding this, it's going to mess up the whole work. So I'm going to copy this and add this. So bring it here, and now it's time to open up this. Open it up. Yeah, till you get this very point. So once you have this is already it's too big. We need to get this out on this. So now it's time to duplicate this one. So this actually is pretty much very simple to do in Figma. Just create a frame and put a rectangle inside. Then write this stuff and make this one bolder than the rest of the text. So I'm going to duplicate this one and bring it inside here, then duplicate, and duplicate. To be on the safe side and to make this easier for you to work on, what I'm going to do is to select all of them. Select all of them and add auto layout. Now if you add auto layout, it's going to do this. So make it absolute again and bring it, position it properly. So look at what you now have. So if you click on this, you see, and when you open it, it opens up. So it looks as if that stuff is hidden inside there, but it's not. Then when you click on it, it opens up, and when you click on it, everything opens. So because this one is 2, hence the reason why we're going to come here and add 2. And it's no longer going to be delete icon that is going to be here. We're going to get rid of this delete icon. We're going to duplicate this one. So it can allow us to reduce it. When it's 1, you can actually delete. If you hit on this delete, it will just delete the item from your carts. That's how I actually achieved that in Figma. So the next thing we're going to go and create is the cart page. So I'll show you how I actually created this. So what I did was going to duplicate the screen, then get everything here off, and just going to close this. I'm going to pick this and paste it here, then get this and also paste here. So because we have these 2 things here, I'm just going to move this down, and this was actually created with auto layout. So if you actually want to master auto layout, you just have to watch out for my next video. And I'm going to select these 2 and add auto layouts. These 2, just press Shift A and add auto layouts on it. So now the next thing to do is to get this stuff out. I'm going to duplicate it and bring this guy out. So now I have created this stuff. I'm going to show you how I created one of these and duplicated it. So what I did was to write this text for bunch just for the guys that are just starting off, for bunch of banana. So I'll just actually say something. If you're just starting off in learning Figma, I think you should watch some beginner friendly videos, tutorials, so you'll be able to understand some of the things that I'm actually doing. Most guys that are going to understand what I'm doing is just probably the people that have been in the game for a while now. So now I'm just going to show you what I did. And this is 300 gram, and that's it. I'm not just you out of my page, I'm just trying to give you the honest truth. You need the basic before you start learning prototyping. So you can actually subscribe to my video and save this so that you can actually come back to it later. You need this to create a wonderful presentation, or to present wonderful ideas to your stakeholders or anybody you're working with, probably a client or your team members. So if you want to run across an idea to them to say, okay, this is what I'm working on, this is what I feel like it should look like, or this is how I want it to behave, prototyping is definitely good for you to learn. So I'm just going to select this and write 3.45. And once I have these two together, I'm just going to marry them together by pressing Shift A, auto layout. So now I'm going to create a rectangle. I'm going to create a rectangle. Now this is not going to be a rectangle, it's going to be a frame because we have this inside. So this, what I would do is to frame this. Don't add auto layout, just frame it. I'm going to frame this, and now that it's framed, make sure this stays in the center so that while we open things up, it actually stays right there. So this is it here. Sorry, I did something wrong. I was actually expanding the rectangle instead of the frame. So this would stay in the center, then select the frame and open it up. You see, so it stays right there. So what I'm going to do now is to give it a color. So I would use neutral, then this guy can just probably stay whatever. So get this guy under auto layouts. So once you have these two on auto layouts, you bring out this stuff. I'm just going to show you how to pull this in. I'm going to use absolute. So once this is inside, just put it in, not in there. Just put it in here, and I'm going to make it absolute. So once it's an absolute, place it where you want it to be. Get this to the right size. We would use 400. I'm just going to use 400 and set this guy to fill and set this guy to fill. Sorry, that shouldn't be on fill. We just have to close it this way. Then get this guy here, and we're going to fill this place with white. These have a little drop shadow, please. You should also know that. And I'm going to click content and add a corner radius of 10. So that is done. I'm going to copy this and select this and paste it. So this was how it was done. So this background now, this is it. So I'm going to select this color. Just take the picker and give it this background, and that's it. So you have something that looks like this. That was how I actually created that. So I'm just going to, the next thing I'm going to do now is to select this and bring it to the center, because we want to work on this space. I'm going to copy this one, and paste it here. So we'll have it here because I had small micro interaction that actually happened on this part. So this is just a normal text that I combined with this and added an auto layout. So I'm just going to duplicate this screen, and what I'm going to do now is I have this text this thing that I created. So I just did something. There is something that is inside this space. I covered it with a rectangle. So I did this too. So okay, look at what I did. I'm just going to copy this text and paste it here, and this is what I did exactly. I'm just added an auto layout on this one, and selected this, and I'm going to add it here. Once we have it there, I'm going to make it white, make it absolute, let it stay in the middle, and have this here, have this stay right at the edge like this. So I'm just going to close it this way, then add a background white, make a component, and we just call this promo text. So once that is done, I'm just going to select this one, this first one, because this one is already covered. I'm just going to cover this. So this, said this stuff, I'm now going to cover it. Remember, is here. Make sure it's there. Very important. So what I did here, I'm going to head to prototype. I'm going to show you what I actually did. Link it this one and say 1000 milliseconds after delay, smart animate slow 300 milliseconds. Very, very important. So just going to do that. Link it to this one. And I'm going to say after delay of 1000 milliseconds, not instant, smart animate, not gentle now, slow. Now the slow should be 3000 because we want it to move slow, and that's it. So we return this. So how was the settings? After 1 millisecond, instant. That's it. So this one gets here and say after 1 milliseconds, return instant and start all over again. Return instant and start all over again. So that is how I actually created this. Yay, you've got free delivery. So what we're going to do is now to copy this, but I'm going to take this one, copy this, then put it here. Get this guy off and make sure this is staying in the middle. We'll have it right in the middle. So now the second part, what I did was to add this GIF inside it. It's a GIF. So this is how I got the GIF. I went to Lotifiles and typed delivery. When I got this, I kind of wanted something that could just give me that, you know, congratulations pop-up stuff. So I happened to stumble on that. I didn't pick all these ones because you can actually customize this whole stuff. That's just the pretty thing about Lotifiles. So when you just going to, I think I saw that on my fourth screen. Yep, I'm still going. So you just have to be intentional when you're picking all these stuffs to pick the right one that will make it look so real. So I'm very picky when it comes to some of these things, right? Especially when it comes to my images. So I'm very, very picky about it. And just still haven't found it yet. I'm still going, but I definitely have to find it. So I'm going to show you. Okay, look at it here. You see it. So I'm just going to bring it out. So just click on it and you'll see how it works. So that's it. That was the stuff that I used to show the congratulations stuff. So once you have this, I'm going to insert as either SGF, SVG, or GIF. So I'm going to insert as GIF medium. If you're going to premium, large 1200 to give you the high quality. So I'm just going to insert this, leave it at transparent. So while that is loading, I'm going to make sure that everything here is set All right, so take this to the bottom. You see what I added here, add note. So in case you wanted to add note to your delivery, send as gift and all that. So this thing actually entered inside this stuff and we don't want it to enter there. So I'm just going to close this stuff here, and where I want it to stay is right inside this place. So I'm just going to copy this, just copy it, bring it down. That's one thing with GIF, you're not going to see it, you're just going to see it highlighted. And I'm going to select this and paste it inside. Now that is inside, make it absolute, please, so that this thing will return to this, to its normal shape. So what you're going to do now is to select this and preview, so you'll be able to adjust it. Look at it, it's not looking nice. So I'm just going to select the GIF and start pushing it up. So you push it up till you get to the place you want it to stay. So look at it, yeah. So it's now at the very spot that I want it to be. So once you have it there, this is stopping here. So it's covering the delivery. I'm going to move this. Move it forward, move it, keep moving it, yeah. Let it stop there. Let the young man stop there. So once I have that there, yeah, free delivery, you just leave it. So now we're going to go back to this place. Set this guy, open this guy up to this very point, and we're going to set this one, go to prototype, and this I've already linked it. I'm going to unlink it. So link it to this guy and say, when I tap on this, not instant, smart animation, and it should be gentle. Now there's something I'm going to do, because this person have already gotten free delivery. So what we need to do is I'm going to take this to the back and allow me to adjust this to the very end. Now select your GIF, select it and bring it to the front so it stays on the front. Yeah, leave it there. So now this is what I did. There is one more thing, one more last step. So see this guy, I'm just going to pick this up, come here and paste it. I created that button there. This one I copied it. I'll copy it, then come here, and the person just added one item. So I'm just going to still take this to the back to allow me to work on this. Or you just bring it out. Just going to bring it out, change this to 1, because we just added only 1. So once we have that sorted out, you can just call this make sure, if you want to rename it, you can rename it, but I'm just going to pick it and put it here. Then once it's there, copy this and also do the same thing here. Make sure you copy, don't duplicate, because if you duplicate, because it's on frame something, is going to increment. So if we have 3.5 ending on it, you will have 3.6 on the duplicated one. So in order not to frustrate your effort, just copy and paste. So once I have this here, you can see it. This is 43535. If you don't want this to happen to you, you can change the name, because if you change the name, you are safe to duplicate or copy. Now I'm going to select this and make it absolute. What I'm going to do now is to press K and resize this and leave it here. Press V once you're done and take it to the back. So that is how I achieved that blowing stuff. So copy this. So now when we add, you see, it comes out. Make sure to set this to this point and make sure to set this to this very point, so everything happens smoothly. So I'm just going to now pretend as if I'm browsing. Then when I click here, see it comes in, yay, you have got free delivery. That was how I actually achieved that in Figma. Now I'm going to close this, and we are making progress. So the last part, which is the typing of numbers, we would copy this screen, and I'm going to paste it here. Obviously, some of you know how to position these stuffs like this. It's just basic text with icons, and marry these two together and get this here. So to animate that stuff, I'm going to set this because we want to animate this one. This is where we'll click. This is a component. So I gave it a present state. So this is what I actually did. So I'm going to duplicate this one, bring this out. So I created something like this. I got this from Iconify. So I'm just going to detach instance. So this is how it works. I'm just going to call this Apple Pay. So Apple Pay, now what I'm going to do is to make it a component, and this is going to generally going to be a button that you're going to use throughout your design. So you need to do this on all your buttons. That is going to be white. So the present state, I always like adding present state to all my mobile designs because I want users to know that, okay, this is actually what you clicked on. Right, so I'm going to go to this prototype, select this one, link it to this, and say while pressing. So while pressing, I'm going to remove this just because it was previously linked to that screen. So while pressing, not smart animate, always use instant because it happens instantly. So that is it. Now this present state, we're going to change the background color a bit to something that looks like this. So once we have that, I'm going to bring this out. I'm just going to leave it because I just showed you guys. I've already done it before. So preview this, and let me go to prototype. Yeah, I'm going to get this guy off. So that's how I achieved this. You see it. So when you are pressing it, is bringing up the second screen. That's the present state. So I'm just going to get this guy here, and once that is done, this is the next screen that I'm going to copy, then come here and paste it. Now there's something that I did here. I'll bring this guy, copy this one, and I'm going to paste it here. So look at what I actually did here, and I'm going to explain some things to you guys. Going to select this, and delete it. Is there any other thing? No. So this is Apple Pay. What I'm just trying to tell users is that by default, what you have is Apple Pay, but you can change it to something else. You can pay with card. So if you don't want to pay with Apple Pay, you can actually select this. Once you select this option will automatically come out. So we're not displaying it until you select it. So until you select card, you will see it. Some people, you can choose to show it when people want to be I think the best user experience is to actually have this on display when it's not even selected. So this is what I mean. But just because I wanted to show that little effect, I had to just put it on this screen and say, okay, once you select this should actually open up. So this is what it should be. I'm going to copy this, come here and paste, copy this. Sorry guys, copy this, come here and paste it. So this is actually how it should be rightfully if you are designing with having users in mind. But if this is just for probably tutorial sake, or you're just trying to show off your skills or what you can do in Figma, you can actually do what you want to do. Because most times if I share some videos, people tend to misinterpret some of my videos because they feel like, oh, these have some bad user experience. But just because I wanted to show something, I want to pass a message, right? This is that you can actually do something like this in Figma, just to inspire some people to do more, to find out that there is still more you can do with this tool rather than just designing a static UI. Now, if I was to be contracted to design this product, my best bet is going to have this thing like this. This needs to be constantly be shown, because if I come here and have only these two buttons, I might just get confused. So until I select this happens. So, but just for the tutorial sake, what I did here was I copied this to this screen, press K and resize this, then get this also resized. So once I've done that, I'm just going to set this to 0, select this and set this to 0. So now this button is also here. So I'm going to delete this because I already have it here. So copy this and paste it here, then move it off the screen. So this is what would happen. If I select this, because this one is already selected, so you move this to this place. So go back to this place and I'm going to just remove this. So I'm going to say, if I select this, what should happen is not going to be instant. It should be smart animate, not ease out, put it at gentle. Now, this is what would happen. So if I click here, see, it comes in. Now, there is something that is here that's is actually not being animated. So I'm just going to copy this, come here and paste it. So once I have it here, I'm still going to also do the same thing here and set this to 0. So once I have that, now if I pick here and you see everything is now working smoothly, but this stopped halfway, so we just have to put this right. So now I'm going to go back again and say push it again. That's it, smooth and nice. Now this is one interesting part that everybody have been looking forward. I said something previously before I started this video, that's the reason why I don't use variables to just some of those conditional statements on Figma. To do this is because of this cursor. I've been trying to find a way to make something that when you type, it will be moving this without having those loads of pages that you have to duplicate. That's like an old-fashioned way of doing it, but in design there's nothing like old-fashioned. As long as you get the job done, it's actually the best. So just do whatever that actually works for you. If you achieve the same results, that's boom. But if there's a shorter way to do it, yeah, feel free to try it. But this is the best bet you can actually have. The one that I can actually do, I think I'll make a tutorial about it, is how you can convert this whole thing to variables. But then when you type in stuff, it will just appear here. You type it to this input text, but it's not going to have this indicator. I want it to be so realistic. That's hence the reason why I have this indicator here. So I'm going to show you guys how I made this indicator. So this is what I did. Just created a just tiny rectangle. That's it here. I'm going to give it change the color to something that looks like this, and make the components. Then this one I'm going to change the color to white because the background is going to be white. So go to prototype, select this one and get this and say after delay of 100 milliseconds, instant this time around, instant, because we want it to be blinking, instant. Now give me this, then I'm going to do the same thing again. After delay 500, I'm just going to use 500 so it won't blink so fast. Instant. Change the first one to 500, this one to 500 milliseconds. So that is very easy, super easy. So pick this one because that's the one you can actually see, then bring it out and put it into your text, your input text. That was how I actually did this indicator. Then this input text, these are some of the icons that I got from online, and all these stuff you already know how to do it. Icon was gotten from Iconify. Now I intentionally made this, once you're done, please rename this to indicator. So I actually made this to be like this button to be like this, so that you understand that it's not clickable, because you've not inputted any results, you've not put in your card. Until you put in your card and everything is correct, that button will turn green, just to show you that you cannot click it. Very good for user experience, because you don't want to frustrate your users making this green. Some people will just, we never can predict what users can actually do on your platform. Once they just put in the numbers, they put in the expiring date, and they just click enter, they will just tell you that, oh, I'm getting this error code, I'm getting this error code, but they've not put the CVV code. So CVC code, is it CVV or CVC? I think it's CVV. So this is CVV, or I just have to check my card, but whatever it is, yeah, feel free to correct it. I'm just going to check my card to see what is actually, I think is CVV. Okay, open it. Yeah, CVC. I'm actually correct. So the next thing you're going to do now is, once everything is set, you just have to move this guy out. Now you would have to duplicate the screen, but before you duplicate it, we're going to copy the numbers. So this is the numbers. We're going to start from this place. Copy this. Then, because this is the first one that comes in, you're not going to start from there, you start from the second. Now what I'm going to do is to select here and paste the number here. So this is the end product. Because it's the end product, I'm just going to remove this here. Once it's complete, it automatically jumps on this next screen. So this stuff is going to be 100, yeah, and this one is going to be highlighted, but that is what I wanted to do. So, but because we are going to move this, well, what I'm going to now do is to select this, select the text, and add auto layout. Sorry guys, I think I selected the indicator that is inside. Then select these two. What you have to do is to get this guy, let me move myself up, select these two and get them together. So this is an auto layout. I didn't know that was the text was framed. So get these guys close. Now this is what I want to achieve, and this should be 5 literally, so 5 is better. So what I'm going to do now is to duplicate the screen to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 screens. So we're going to give 16 screens. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. Yeah, so once you're done that, you just come here and clean up this 5, clean up 4, clean up this remaining 6, yeah, 4 6, we have 5, clean up this, clean this guy off, clean this guy off, we have 1, and we have 7. Then we have 9, we have 2, we have 5, 2 5 0, get this guy off. Then we have 2, it's 3 3, and this. So again, we are up with 1 screen. So this screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it. Right? So once this is complete, this should go and come here. So we're going to move this, ungroup this, pick this indicator and put it here, because there's no text inside. It should be here. It should be before the placeholder. Now this thing, we're going to make this to and highlight this one. Automatically highlight this one just so you start typing. So once this is highlighted, make sure the same thing happens here, because you see it's here, and when you type, the 5 and other stuff start coming out, but we are going to prototype it later. So now the next thing to do is to duplicate this screen into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's it. So we're going to have months. So now it's time to move this guy. So when you start typing, you start typing on this screen. So move this guy to this place. Then set this to 0. Make this to be black. What is the font size of this? The font size is 16 semi-bold black. So this is going to be 16 semi-bold black. I'm just going to use black. So we'll have this 0. So now it's actually the screen that I need to duplicate. So I'm just going to delete these 3 so that it will be very easy for you. So duplicate this into 3. Yep. So 0, and here we'll have 02, and here we'll have 02/1. Then here we'll have 02/19. So this is going to be 29 because this 2029 or 2019, sorry, it should be 1. I'm actually correct. So 1. So once you've done this, once that is done, this screen should, this indicator should leave and come here. Then this guy gets to be normal. Then this one automatically gets highlighted immediately. This gets highlighted immediately. Yep. I think I used 500. Yeah, 500. So now get this guy. Get this guy and this guy together. Add them auto layouts. Then bring them close. So by default, it's like this. So now when you start typing, this is what you will now get. This will come here, and we'll just say the first star, because it's not supposed to be revealed. The first star, make sure this is hog. Then this is not auto. I'm just going to set this to 4. Right. Then this one should also be hogged. So once you have this is the number 1. You've typed the first one. And I'm going to make sure that this comes so that it stays in the middle. Right. So now once you have typed this is supposed to be full black, full bloom black. Right. Then duplicate into 2. So we're going to have the second one. Then we're going to have the third one. Don't worry, I'm going to show you what to do. So now set this guy to hog. Then set this guy to hog content. So once that is complete, this is supposed to disappear, because when it's complete, it should disappear. Remember, this needs to be in the middle. Select this, and yeah, literally. So now this should turn green. I'm just going to set the green color. This should turn green. Now once you have this, you can now proceed to the next screen. So it's time to animate it. It's very huge screen, I know. So get this. Now we have this stuff that is coming out. So what I'm going to do is to select all of them and remove it. That's it. So now it's going to be, I'm going to set this to 5 instant, I'm not going to use smart animate, I'm going to use instant. Then the next one is 4. Select 4, get it to this one. Oh no, you just have to do this on top. Instant. Then 6, instant. Then 5, instant. We have 2, instant. Then we have 8, instant. Then we have 1, instant. We have 7, instant. We have 9, instant. We have 2, we have 5, we have 0, then we have 2, we have 7, we have 8, then we have 3, and this one is 0. Then we have 2, then we have 1. Then 9. Then this one we can just say 250 to trigger those stars. Then that's the last one, and that's it. That's how I got that. So I'm going to preview this and show you what it looks like. So get this on preview, and I don't have the number of head, so I'm just going to say 5465. So now you see how the numbers are behaving as if you are typing real. So most times you might not achieve this with your Figma variables. So 250, and we have 2783. So you see what I did? That actually jumps on the expiring date. So now the expiring date is 0219. Then this 250. So once you're done, you just click on next and it will go to the next. That's how I actually animated that. So the next screen is this payment screen. I'm going to duplicate it and bring it right here, and remove every stuff that I have in there. There's a GIF file here. I'm going to preview it so you guys can see it. I also got that from Lotifiles. So you just open Lotifiles and find it. So the prompts that I used is, I think, add to carts. I use add to carts. add to cart, and you would see some of the free. Is on the free version actually. This is the premium, so this is where I actually got those some small micro interactions literally. So it's just how you used it that actually matters. It's not just picking up anything from here and just adding it to your design. Makes you a designer. What actually makes you a designer is how you use some of these GIF files, right? So this is how I actually used mine. So just to confirm your orders, it gave you this stuff, and yeah, that's it on confirming orders. So now I'm going to pick up these screens. So I'm going to show you what I actually did on these screens. This one is a component. So this guy I picked and said also adding to carts. So you see this GIF file is a GIF file. So adding to carts. Then this map, I'm going to show you how I designed the map. And it's literally very simple, but I think if you need to see this, you just have to go to my previous video and watch how I actually created this map. I showed it on my previous video. And going to also show you how I did this stuff and the map. So what actually happens here is we're going to copy this. I'm going to copy these screens, copy, or just duplicate it and bring it here. So now what I'm going to do is that I downloaded something that looks like a shop to show picking items. So just when it's picking items, this is actually I'm going to go back and I'm going to go back. So this was gotten from Lotifiles too. It might not give you the exact color because Lotifile actually gives you the opportunity to change the colors of whatever you want to add. So I'm going to say add to cart. Let's see what comes out. And what we have here, assuming we want to use something that looks like this, probably like this, you can actually use customize it this way, add new palettes, and we can add another one, just update color. So now if you select this and add new palettes, then this is going to be purple, assuming this is your color. So update, then add another one, then add another one. So if you want to change the colors, you just come here and change the colors literally. Once you're done, just update. So if you want this animation to use this image, these colors, you just select it. So that is the colors that we've selected. You see the blue, you see the stuff. If we change this green to something else, it will show that. So once we are done, we just update. So you see it has changed. That's how to customize some of this GIF file in the Lotifiles. So once you're done, just pick up the GIF that you want to use on your own case, just use it here. Then also here you notice that it's still picking orders, and this actually moves because it's still on picking orders, picking items. So out for delivery, it will now get to this out for delivery. So now when it's delivered, I intentionally left this like this because the user have not collected the item. So if the user collects the item, that is when you will now design a screen that actually shows that this whole stuff is now green. So meaning that it has been delivered. But as long as this guy still shows arrived, then it's not delivered. So this is it about these three screens, and I'm going to show you how I did this on my next video. So you just stay tuned and make sure to hit the subscribe button, and next I'm going to show you how I animated this, because it's going to be a long video. We already have a very long video that is up to an hour, and I don't want to get it longer than this, hence the reason why I have to cut it from here. And please just make sure to subscribe. This is what keeps me going. This is what makes me to want to make more videos for you guys when it comes to interactive design and some of these functional prototypes that I create and share on LinkedIn. If you're not following me on LinkedIn, just do so to go and follow me on LinkedIn. If you want anything, if you want me to animate anything, if you want me to teach you anything, please feel free to drop it on the comment section, and I'll be more than glad and I'll be more than happy to make that for you and show you how that is being created in Figma. So I'm going to see you next time. Bye for now.